Good morning. Welcome again to another edition of the GDFL Footy Show in digital. That's right. If you didn't turn on last weekend, you can now go on to number 44, channel 44, and see us all in digital. And someone told me that it does make you look slimmer, but other people said it didn't make any difference whatsoever. So I'm a little bit disappointed about that. Had a huge round of GDFL matches last weekend after the interleague the week before with Bannockburn. Too good for the Anarchy Roos with Aaron Eddy kicking 4 goals. Thompson defeated Winchelsea. Inverleigh, Mini-Me up there at full forward, kicked 4 goals to knock off the Belmont Lions in a big way. The Belpost Hill Panthers in the 94.7 match of the day knocked off East Geelong with Jovanovic kicking 6 goals. Werribee Centrals, Anthony Kitchener, 5 goals, thrashed Corio, gave them a nice old pounding up there. North Geelong, wow, 18 goals in the last quarter. You reckon the big fella wasn't excited. It was fantastic. But they let Geelong West get a bit close at three-quarter time, only 3 goals in it. Too good for the West Cheaters. Briggy, whatever you want to call him, the full forward of the century, has kicked 12 goals. That's all right. You can have a bit of a laugh down the end of the table. And, of course, the nephew, little Toddy Elsie, well, big Toddy Elsie, magnificent, 9 goals, 21 goals between the forward machine of the North Geelong Magpies. Yes, enough of that. Hello, I'm Dick Philpott, and once again I've assembled some of the biggest names and brains in local football to eradicate, adjudicate and procrastinate about all the games on this afternoon. First of all, the man from the Bannockburn Tigers, Dale Smyth.
Morning, Dick. Nice to be back here again this morning, and looking forward to a travel out the highway to see Winchelsea play your mighty Magpies, as you've been calling them.
Yeah, I know, out at the gun club again, mate. Bang, 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 bang. Reminds you of Bang, Bang Bennett on the show after us, doesn't it?
The Pink Flamingo.
The Pink Flamingo. He looks rather sweet in that pink jumper, actually. And, of course, the man from the Sale Magpies who needs no introduction whatsoever, Jake Bourke. Good morning.
Good morning, Richard. Great to join you on a Saturday morning, and like Dale, looking forward to seeing your boys in action today for the first time of the year.
I tell you what, you'll be excited. I tell you what, folks, it'll be massive. Make sure you tune in to 94.7, the Pulse this afternoon between the gunshots, and hear the boys talk about how good the Magpies
Hopefully Neville can get the gun club shut down again today. So
good on you. Yeah, good luck with that. And of course, the big game last week, as we said, was the 94.7 match of the game round, Belpost Hill and East Geelong. And well, Smithy, East Geelong, are they gone?
I wouldn't say gone, Dick, but they need to find a little bit pretty quickly because they're not playing too well. There's only 3 or 4 blokes who probably say they actually drew even or got somewhere near it on the weekend, and other than Kloster up in their forward line, I suppose the ball never got any deeper than that, so it really made it hard for the rest of their forwards to get the ball in there. Belpost still simply too good. Lewis, Moreland through the middle of the ground, and they were probably the 2 keys, along with some blokes up forward. Jovanovic, who kicked 6 goals, just let out and was never really challenged. They didn't swing too much around East Geelong on that defensive end, and I thought that was a bit surprising. They might have tried someone else down back. Didn't happen. Belpost still couldn't have played, I don't think, any better than they did in the weekend. It was good to see them back in a bit of form, I suppose, and we'll be to see how they're going from here.
Fantastic. Okay, well, we're going to run a couple of interviews now from that big game, and of course we've got the coach of the Belpost Hill Footy Club coming up, which is Brett Grgic. Here is Jake.
Brent, obviously a great performance today. Did you expect that to sort of come out from your team?
I think over the last few weeks I don't know what to expect. I suppose we've been sort of up and down, and mainly down, but I knew that our players on paper, that once we click, we'll be playing some good football, and I think today we clicked.
With Chris Moreland back in the side, he obviously had a massive impact. Do you look at your midfield down and say, wow, we've really got an opportunity to match it with the very, very best?
Yeah, I think our midfield's as good as anyone's been before Chris played, and obviously that's a massive bonus for us. It's a massive bonus for any team, probably a bonus for a GFL team as well. So, and Chris is a Belpost Hill boy, and he's a mate to everyone here, and like today before the game I told him you just have to have a bit of an impact and do some tackling and chasing, that sort of thing, and not worry about being best on ground, but probably I'd say it was pretty close to being best on ground anyway.
Yeah. Did you sort of have a look at the east side and think, well, if our midfield sort of gets on top, then you sort of realise that their accountability might not be that high, and you just thought you could run off them coming into the first and second quarter?
No, I wouldn't say that. We really worked out who they had and some matchups. Probably we had 8 or 10 matchups that weren't actually tags, but guys actually knew who they were playing on at all times, and I think we sort of got away from that a bit in the last few weeks, and guys didn't know who they were playing on. They were just kick chasing. It's good today, playing against a good side, and actually for our good players to play on good players as well, and that's what I said before the game. If our good players can't beat the opposition good players, then there's no point trying to play finals or win a grand final anyway.
Yeah. And when the ball's coming down so quickly, Matt Jovanovic is obviously going to be very, very dominant.
Yeah, I said to him before the game, I said to the group before the game that I reckon he's been probably our best player without kicking big bags of goals, but his actual chasing and tackling and pressuring the forward line for a big bloke's sensational. And I sort of revved him up today and said, look, it's due for a bit of a bag, so I think he kicked a few today. I'm not actually sure how many he kicked.
And it was obviously a pre-match decision to put yourself on scrub. Turned out to work out all right.
Yeah, I think he's got a few injuries at the moment, so probably doesn't help in that situation. But we really don't have anyone else to play on him, I suppose. So it was pretty much me or no one else. So unfortunately, I'll have to go back and play on the big fella.
Thanks very much, Brent.
Thank you. Thanks.
Ryan, obviously a very disappointing loss today. How do you get over a demoralising loss such as that?
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. Like, 3 times we've come out against finals bound teams on our home deck in front of our fans and all that and all the supporters, and put in 3 disgusting performances. So I mean, I don't know, we just got to get back on the track. Each time we've come back and had a win to sort of counteract those losses. So hopefully, we're looking for Inverleigh next week, and we're going to come out pretty hard at that game.
Can you put your finger on what actually goes wrong to why your side doesn't perform at its potential?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of potential there, and I think the problem is everyone knows that we got the potential, but everyone does it as individuals. So we spoke about that all year. We just can't seem to get the group to gel. We're having trouble just playing as a team. We're all running around out there as pretty good players, but like a better team's always going to beat a team full of good players, and if we're not playing as a team, we're nowhere near it. But we know our best is still to come for sure, but we've got a long way to go.
Yeah. And can you just tell us next week you've got Inverleigh? Can you just tell us about a couple of injuries? Robbie Chamberlain, why wasn't he playing today, and will he be back for next week's game?
I think Chamberlain had to work today actually, so and he's a little bit sore anyway, so he'll definitely play. Yeah, look, we've had sort of injuries all year. It's no excuse. We got quite a bit of depth. We got some players to come through. We had a good team in today, but we just weren't switched on early on. They got the jump on us, and we're just chasing tail all day. So in terms of injuries, it doesn't really matter. But Choco will be playing next week for sure.
All right, thanks very much, Ryan.
Fantastic interview there from Cal Lowther, not Jake Bourke. And it was a fancy, but poor old Ryan Coyle looked pretty dejected indeed. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll start talking about all the action on this afternoon, including Dale's under-18 segment. Back after this.